It turns out that at AI Fund, we only focus on working on concrete ideas. So to me, a concrete idea, a concrete product idea, is one that's specified in enough detail that an engineer can go and build it. So for example, if you say, let's use AI to optimize healthcare assets, that's actually not a concrete idea. It's too vague. If you tell me to write software to use AI to optimize healthcare assets, different engineers would do totally different things. And because it's not concrete, you can't build it quickly and you don't have speed. In contrast, if you had a concrete idea, like let's write software to let hospitals, let patients book MRI machine slots online to optimize usage. I don't know if this is a good or a bad concrete idea. It's actually business already doing this, but it is concrete, and that means engineers can build it quickly. If it's a good idea, you find out. If it's not a good idea, you will find out. But having concrete ideas buys you speed. Or someone to say, let's use AI for email personal productivity. Too many interpretations of that. That's not concrete. But if someone says, could you build an app? Gmail integrate the automation that let's use the right prompts, automatic filter, and tag emails. That is concrete. I could go build that this afternoon. So concreteness buys you speed. And the deceptive thing for a lot of entrepreneurs is the vague ideas tend to get a lot of kudos. If you go and tell your friends, we should use AI to optimize the use of healthcare assets, everyone will say that's a great idea. But it's actually not a great idea, at least in the sense of being something you can build. It turns out when you're vague, you're almost always right. But when you're concrete, you may be right or wrong. Either way is fine. We can discover that much more fast, which is what's important for a startup. In terms of executing on concrete ideas, I find that at AI Fund, I ask my team to focus on concrete ideas because a concrete idea gives clear direction, and the team can run really fast to build it and either validate it, prove it out, or falsify it and conclude it doesn't work. Either way is fine, so we can do that quickly. And it turns out that finding good concrete ideas usually requires someone, could be you, could be a subject matter expert, thinking about a problem for a long time. So for example, actually before starting Coursera, I spent years thinking about online education, talking to users, honing my own intuitions about what would make a good edtech platform. And then after that long process, I think YC sometimes calls it wandering the idea maze. But after thinking about it for a long time, you find that the guts of people that have thought about this for a long time can be very good about rapidly making decisions. As in, after you've thought about this, talked to customers and so on for a long time, if you ask this expert, should I build this feature or that feature? Their gut, which is an instantaneous decision, can be actually a surprisingly good proxy. It can be surprisingly good mechanism for making decisions. And I know I work on AI. You might think I'll say, oh, we need data. And of course, I love data. But it turns out getting data for a lot of startups is actually a slow mechanism for making decisions. And a subject matter expert with a good gut is often a much better mechanism for making a speedy decision. And then one other thing, for many successful startups, at any moment in time, you're pursuing one very clear hypothesis that you're building out and trying to sell, trying to validate or falsify. And a startup doesn't have resources to hedge and try 10 things at the same time. So pick one, go for it. And if data tells you to lose faith in that idea, that's actually totally fine. Just pivot on a dime to pursue a totally different concrete idea. So that's what it often feels like at AI Fund. We're pursuing one thing doggedly with determination until the world tells us we were wrong, then change and pursue a totally different thing with equal determination and equal doggedness. And one of the patterns I've seen, if every piece of new data causes you to pivot, it probably means you're starting off from too weak a base of knowledge, right? If every time you talk to a customer, you totally change your mind, probably means you don't know enough about that sector yet to have a really high quality, concrete idea. And finding someone that's thought about a subject for longer may get you on the better path. In order to go fast,